Okay, friends, so here's a couple of messages that came through. Whew, scraggly hip beach hair, don't care. Anyways, first of all, the number 525 is very prominent, and for some of you, 5252. All right, so there could be a pattern and a repeating. Bringing it back into the 525, meaning they're talking about the heart of the matter and the center of the change. Like the world can be spinning and going on around you, and you can keep your peace. They're talking about renewing your mind, taking charge of your mind, but not through action, like through the knowledge of clearing your head space, not just clearing your judgment, which they were talking about the other day, but our head space is like everywhere that your arms and legs can stretch out. It's like a big oxygen bubble. And as we go around in different environments, or even as we go around thinking all day, it begins to fill up and collect unless we do an air exchange. That's why we're given the power of conscious breathing, not just the involuntary breathing that we do. So you could take a deep breath. Let's do it right now. Breathe it in. And the difference is when you breathe in through your nose and sigh it out of your mouth, you're clearing lower energies physically, actually, from the lower part of your body. So if you have heaviness, stagnation, terms that you could call about yourself, laziness, procrastination, slothfulness, things like that, don't call yourself that, okay, friend? Just do the breath. But for the descriptive factor, those are kind of what we're talking about. And that it's like a toilet backing up, and it's backing up into the air that you breathe. It's backing up into the space that your heart takes in and has to filter, okay? So they say if we just do a little bit of conscious breathing somewhere through the day, just, and you might even do it in a little faster succession of a few breaths. Often if I have trouble getting up in the morning, I do 3 short sniffs. Do it again. One more time. And before you know it, you have flooded your system with the oxygen. You've cleared out the old sleep, that old heaviness, and you're able to get up and get a move on without, I mean, it's like a caffeine injection, 222, friend, whoever was wondering. You might have to do 6 of them, I don't know. But anyways, this isn't just a breath session. I'm here to talk to you about bigger things. But for some of you, it's talking about your uniqueness coming in, and that's showing up in the number 803. And you might have been looking for your tribe, your soul tribe, your birds of a feather, your mate for a really long time. They're saying don't be concerned with those things. Life will find you. Dance and celebrate the beauty of who you are. And they're saying, and some of the attention that it brings. Well, they actually said, and the attention that it brings. They're saying don't disdain. Sorry, this hair, y'all. The wind keeps blowing it forward in my face. There we go. Don't disdain that attention. All right, it's not grabby. We're taught when we were young, you're just trying to get attention, and we've been stolen away because of a lot of those phrases. Like, don't be so self-centered. Self-centered is the Fool. It is the Zero card. It is the Zenith, the Pinnacle, the perfect balance. It is Temperance. It's the Sagittarius energy leading into Capricorn, okay? It's where it all comes together for you, friend. Selfish and selfless are the things that get the boat rocking and stuff spinning. I don't mean moving. Rocking a boat, don't move a boat, okay, friend? And if you're past the drama and the trauma and everybody else's mama trying to tell you what to do, jump on it. Get in the center of who you are. Ask yourself, be with yourself, talk yourself, motivate yourself, encourage yourself, wake yourself up. Give yourself permission, friend, to be joyful, to be alive, vibrant, active in the sight of others. You're not doing it for attention. It just means you're not going to act one way up in your house and then pretend that's not you when you come outside. I'm talking about your authentic voice. Like, I'm someone, I might skip, hop, and jump, or I might do a little dance. I love to kiss the sun. I'm like, wow. And I'm like, there you are, sunshine. And you know what? It's warming up out here, and it's the time of year that other people start showing up on the beach as well. I'm not going to refrain or hinder my expression because I think someone else might find it odd or weird, or it might disturb them, okay? So they're talking about continuing your flow. And so that's some of the 803. And watch as life draws to you, because if you are the unique one, you are maybe the only bird of that feather. That means, see, bringing in your world. And others, it might wake up in them, okay, friend? So, sorry, I don't know why I'm looking over there. I don't know. But when you're true to who you are, it's like your crayon dancing upon the earth, spreading that color out here, and other people might find it in their box themselves and be like, "Oh, I didn't know I had this crayon. What would I use that for? That's pretty interesting." And it starts the dialogue, the conversation with self, soul, God, Great Spirit, divine. And it opens up those opportunities for them to begin to let that juiciness come back in. Mine is like the vibration that we come into this world with. And nothing against them, but I wasn't very much parented. Like, I was often put out of the house for long hours on end, even at age 2. And I've never not known God. And don't be offended by that. God is the word that I use, because God is that presence, that knowingness of the greater I am, the self, and all creation, all nature. Nature has been my parent. Nature has been my deepest connection. And nature's like, girl, you better tell them. Okay, let me give you a little peek. Let's see, can you see it? Look at there. All right. But no, they were talking about nature's wanting to speak to you and to many of you. They're wanting to get us back into our human nature. We've gotten so consumed with race and with identity and all those things that we've lost the connection. It's just cutting and snipping everything off and filling up flowers in a vase. But how does your garden look, friend? How does your garden grow? Well, that's what we talk about here. And it seems veiled in disguise in these plain-faced mysteries of just chit-chatting about life. You know, life has been fractured, and often the people that you're with are sitting on a phone right beside you. So let's just sit down and talk here for a moment, friend. Hopefully I'll do some of these live soon once I can get people, I don't get anything. Once people start tuning in and find a need for that, I would love to sit and chat with these things, about these things with you. Spirit creatures are showing up first and foremost, the egret, which means your treasured heart's desire, your dream, your wish is ready to come true. Not to fix the trauma, not to heal what has broken you, what hurts, healing the broken heart. No, they're talking about spark. What sparks you up? And get into the feeling of it. You may not be able to put the right words, and it doesn't mean once you get the right words then it'll happen. No, we're talking about flow, baby, go. So, egret showed up. Flamingo is showing up strongly, especially with the 803. So you might see the number 803 showing up, or any of those numbers, or any combination, because any which way the wind blows, it's a lot of Mary Poppins energy coming up in here, that creationary energy where it sets things right. And I don't mean right versus wrong. I mean proper, in alignment, right? Okay? It gets you out of that selfless, selfish, and not that you thought it was that, is continuing to struggle to find what center was when you've been disconnected from it for a really long time, from how you came in. And they've been talking about, that's the still point, that's the peace point, that's the point where any and everything is possible. And not that it isn't in other realms, it's just when it's there, there is no friction, there is no resistance, there is no scrubbing or rubbing. Like your tire isn't rubbing the wall, your wheels are in balance on your vehicle, so the ride is smooth, baby, so that you can focus on other lovely things. All right, now we have Mockingbird showing up. Many of you are a jack of all trades, and they're saying, don't despair over that. That might have struggled you and messed with you for a minute, a long lifetime. But anyways, they're ready to bring it out now. They say just begin to express it. You might not know how it all comes together, because you are the together. Kind of like the sun. You're like the ball of the sun. It's just a ball. That's why I come out here at sunrise. I sun gaze and I look at the ball, and it's so beautiful. And depending on where, you know, because of where it is in the sky, it looks the same size as the moon. So proportionally so. But anyways, you are the center point from which all this comes. Don't feel pulled this way and that, trying to this and that or whatever. Be in the moment, be in the expression, be in the experience, be juicy, be divine, and don't be diminishing it or trying to shrink it or make it match or whatever. It's kind of like an equalizer, because I'm old enough, 49, right, at this moment, when people used to have these giant stereo systems, and there was this box that you could fade different levels of the sound to get it customized to the way you like to hear it. Often certain ones still have presets like folk, rock, pop, rap, things like that, because they fall in a more general genre. But this life of being you, that Mockingbird energy, the jack of all trades, your equalizer is all over the place. It doesn't mean equalizer, because that would be flat. And you might be able to create a rhythm, but you're not going to create sound. that beauty, that harmony, that unctuousness, that thing that makes you want to dance and get on and right. Okay. So they're saying, let it be. Let yourself be. Be what I am. Like today, I'm out here recording at the shoreline because there's not the wind gusting up everywhere. Yesterday, I was heading home and they said, no, turn on down here. And y'all, if I did not see the cutest little Oreo cookie, it was this baby turtle. He had just hatched out, crawled out of the grass, came over to me when I was packing up the stuff. Very much a harbinger of new beginnings and really doing away with the victim, victimizer, the abuser, abused, the seesaw life. Okay, that's what they're wanting to talk about. When you get in the center of who you are, there's no more of that. There's no more tests, trials, lessons, learning. There is blessings, there is knowledge, there is intimate moment with the scope of life, because you're not having to file it away in things like school. You're not in school, friend. You've graduated from that. Don't we all look forward to graduation when we can begin to live our life? That's what we're here for. Okay, so just a little public service announcement there. Let me get you into the rest of the story, like Paul Harvey. Anyways, okay, then there are those of you that Songbird is coming in. Now, the one that initiated Songbird was the Cardinal. And interestingly enough, it was a young male cardinal, and he was somewhere I don't typically see him. Life is coming to you. Let the song come to you. A new song is coming to be sung over you. And maybe it's because you've made your equalizer flat. Who knows how many years ago? And we're trained through the modern paradigm of counseling and stuff to go back and fix it. No. Just start right now. The moments, life is always conspiring to meet you where you're at, to restore your breath now, to ignite your spark now. So just lean in and let life do this. Just be leaning in like, oh, I get to groove with that bird tweeting over there. I love that. Or maybe that little turtle. I was just like, ah! And I spent 30 more minutes watching that little fella make his way, his first foray into the water, and to see, how does he do it? He doesn't know any other way. He's resilient and strong. There was no one there coaching him or shaping him or patting him off or encouraging him or congratulating him. No, it was literally like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, what's that? And letting his nature rise up. Nature's rising up to meet you. That's why we're surrounded by it. Often my greatest trick for problems, because we don't have problems, we're a solution friend, I step outside. Because all of a sudden I become really tiny, and so does all that noise, and I get into this big space. Fast way to clear your headspace, friend, because often 1, 2, 3, 4, the most contaminated headspace we have is in our house, and the uber contaminated is when we mix it with our waste and you put it in a bathroom. That I don't understand why all bathrooms do not have windows, because you need to air that sucker out. Anyways, do it through your mind power, whatever it is. Read some positive words up in there, okay, friend? So anyways, hopefully we're catching all this that they're laying down, but it don't matter. They know what they're saying. Songbird, let that song come to you. Let it awaken in your heart and feel the rhythm. The rhythm is gonna get you. Feel the rhythm, wake back up and begin to move your feet. Lighten your feet. No more defeat. No more oppression. Most of what they sell these days is depression. And the reason why you stay depressed is because you can't get out of it, because you don't know it's oppression. Depression is inward, oppression is outward, okay? And vice versa. So we won't get into the details of that because it's a crisscross applesauce. But anyways, if you can begin to recognize it's something from outside of you. Like a lot of times I'll hear things, like I had lots of ear things growing up. And so I had to recognize where sound was coming from. And I noticed that these nasty things will be said to me or about somebody or whatever, and I'll hear it right here. And it'll sound similar to my voice or someone else's voice that I grew up with, maybe even talking ugly to me. And I'm like, I don't think that way. And the moment you don't receive it, it can't come in. If it comes in, then it's yours. Like if it comes up in the house, then you might be harboring a criminal, an accuser, or whatever, okay? So anyways, you just leave it out there and you're just like, no. And I tell you, it'll only try and crop up in your door a couple of times, and they'll leave you alone for a while and they'll go to other doorways. And that's not your problem, because this is a spirit and an energy that has been present in this earth for a very long time. Now, talking about that, they're wanting us, those of us who've been that oddball, that bird of a feather, that unique quality, maybe even flamingo energy. I don't know where we're going with that, so we'll just jump right off. They're like, girl, get back to the script. I'm like, script? What you talking about? Ooh. Okay. So it was lyrics from a song is what they were feeding in next. And you could look it up if you want. It's called I Feel You by Mickey Blue. And this is what Spirit was saying, and like almost inside yourself, talking to yourself. I'm not here to judge you. You can trust in me. I just want to love you. Why can't we just be? Things don't have to be so complicated. Why you keep resisting? Baby, just embrace it. And that is what we were meant to be. We were meant to come into this planet as our own parent. Okay, when we're our own parent, life becomes apparent. The vision is centered. Things are clear. It's no longer tossing about in the negative paradigm of Two of Pentacles, Two of Swords, flashing back and forth, indecision, wondering. That's again like the ship rocking, right? Like the world spinning. Maybe some of the nodes spinning around, lashing about. A lot of punishment associated with it. Like these things used against you in a court of law, 1551, whoever is wondering. But wanting you to just embrace who you are, to not parent yourself so much, but that parent part is there as a provider, a leader, and a guide, and it's more of like a silent partner. Taking you to the places that you want to go so that you can experience what you want to experience in your own authentic expression of who you are and where you are now. Okay. Not no mumbo jumbo. My words are not what is important. What your spirit and your soul receive, and that's how things are communicated here, is so that when you take time to reflect, you don't have to go, what did she say? But just throughout your day, quiet moments where you're not on a screen. You could be in your house, you could be outside, you could look at a wall, you could wait in line. And in those moments, our body is processing and it's moving these things like sands through an hourglass or waters through a waterfall. All right, so the encouragement from that is take a chance on me, capital M-E. Okay, the one inside of you, the one that is speaking. Like, it's interesting, I went through some very big health issues the past 3 months, like all encompassing and engulfing. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? But eventually I got it down to where I was so utterly helpless that I had to listen to the still small voice. And not that I wasn't before, but I had so much world in me, worlding, USAing, that type of thing. A trudge on, press on, 1717, the healed healer number. Press on, trudge on, push through, you're just being lazy, get it done. And so that fear of being lazy, it is. It's just a fear that keeping a mental impression up close, that it has to pass through the filter, that consideration before you listen, alters the message. They're wanting you to just be what? Be me. And being is the active form, amming is the passive form. And so they want us to get into the potential form. They want us to get into the action potential. Like, they started talking to me about wearing a set of bracelets on each arm, and then the next day switching the set. If there are times that I need to just consciously say, hey, let's get this thing moving. There's a lot going on that I know nothing about. I'm not even aware to know what to ask to come in. Just do those simple little things, or like they say, sometimes brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand, or wash your dish with your non-dominant hand. Or if you're a woman, put your purse, and you carry a purse, put it on the opposite arm, or maybe rise a few minutes earlier. Anything like that begins to ripple your world, and it ripples life's little petticoats, and life's like, oh, something's changing over there. Let's go see what they would like, how things are changing, what can we get rid of, what can we bring in. It's not like, oh, we're going to teach them, we're going to learn them, we're going to show them. No, it's really like, oh, let's go see what's going on over there. There's a disturbance in the force. Now, y'all, the funny thing is, the Hebrew root word for that life energy, that glow that is around us, is phos, like phosphorescence, but it's pronounced phos. So it sounds like, may the force be with you, and we think there's an R in there. All right? So we are almighty, like that mighty Jedi. How do we move things with the mind? And that's what they were talking about. Change your mind like you change your underwear. Maybe not like you change your sheets every month or so, or every week, every day. Right? And take time to go to the bathroom mentally to just clear things out and put it in where it belongs, not floating up in your world like goldfish bowl. Okay, friend? I think that's where they want to stop for now with that, and we'll pick up with it later. But just, I want you to always remember, I love you. Bye.